Crime Fighters, the #1 security program on television.
We brought to you an interview with the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, Mr. AIG UDAH, who spoke on measures taken so far by his command to police the zone effectively. On this episode, we bring to you the concluding part of that interview with the AIG. While on Crime Scene segment, we bring you the concluding story of Bassi, a young man who connived with his friend God's gift to assassinate one Mr. Ike should he fail to pay a ransom of 3.5 million naira. Why not sit back and watch? Because you stand a chance of learning new security tips that will improve on your personal security. I am Francis Owaro. Once again, welcome to Crime Fighters, the police and you. Recently, in the function in which you represented the IG, you directed that all roadblocks along international roads should be dismantled. So what's the motive behind this directive?
We were talking about the routes, the international routes. We're talking about Semedi, Roko, and the rest. You see, these things have to do with the ECOWAS protocols. These are agreements that were reached by the heads of governments, heads of states of all the member countries. These things are in the protocols, and they need to be implemented in order to get the ECOWAS going. All the resolutions that they have made, these things have to be implemented, because we want to have a situation in West Africa where people can move about freely. And the time frame that they set to achieve all these things have even passed. So, and these roadblocks and other obstacles constitute a cog in the wheel of progress for these ECOWAS protocols to work out properly. What I was talking about is to make sure that all the illegal roadblocks are dismantled, and we must see to it that it is done. It is not only the police that are on the road. You have the customs, you have the NDLA, you have other security agencies, but we must make sure that we synergize our efforts. We don't want a situation where every pole you go, you see roadblock, and it doesn't make for fulfilling the ECOWAS protocol. This is an order that the Inspector General of Police himself had already given, and I am making sure as the AIG in Zone 2 that these things must be complied with.
Talking about illegal roadblocks, there are some other ones mounted across this country and even some places in this zone. Is there anything your office is doing about to check this illegal road?
We are also checking those ones. You see, one of the tools of crime prevention of the police is to do what you call stop and search. You can have nipping points to make sure that you establish a police presence. What you call roadblock, there's a difference between a roadblock and maybe a nipping point or a stop and search point. Roadblock is where you block the road and then you start checking vehicles one by one. Those ones are not, you can only do that maybe when you have an information, when the police have information that maybe something has happened somewhere and they have to block certain areas and see if they can get either a vehicle or something like that, or recover drugs or criminal exhibits. But that is not supposed to be on permanent basis. So when something like that happens, you just do it. If you succeed, good. If you don't succeed, you don't make it a permanent roadblock. So most of these areas, you will see policemen on the road, but you may not see them blocking the road because we must show police presence. If you withdraw the whole policemen along Shagamu, Benin, expressway, people will get scared. So we must continue to take actions in such a way that people will have confidence. No matter how people can criticize the police, yet if they don't see them along the road, they will not have confidence to be plying the roads. But the issue of roadblocks is already banned. The Inspector General of Police has given that order both verbally and as directives in writing. And we must have to comply with it.
In most police stations, it is clearly written there that bail is free. But is bail truly free? And are women allowed to bail suspect?
Well, let me start from the last question about whether women are allowed to bail suspect before I go to the other one. Yesterday, a prominent artist, a female artist, came in here when she was being looked for. She stood shorty for somebody who jumped bail. And we had to call her so that we can sit down and find out what do we do to get the person that had jumped bail, for which she stood shorty. So it is not true to say that women are not supposed to take people on bail. I'm just telling you my experience yesterday. A lady that took somebody on bail. They are human beings. They are entitled to take people on bail. And any policeman that refuses, a woman to take somebody on bail when she has all the qualification to take somebody on bail is infringing on her fundamental human rights, as far as I'm concerned. Now, coming to the issue of bail being free, yes, bail is free. I have said it, and I've said it time and time again for the umpteenth time, that when you go and somebody is demanding money for bail, you don't give it because bail is free. If that demand is made, you can report it to the DPO if it is in a division. If the DPO is the one that has sent those people to make sure that they collect money for bail, if he doesn't cooperate with you, it's okay. You can go to his area commander and so on and so forth until he can reach the commissioner of police. But one thing that I can tell you is, if somebody is demanding for bribe for bail, there are so many ways you can assist the police to check those people, because I have my monitoring unit. The commissioner of police has his monitoring unit. The inspector general of police has his own monitoring unit. We have ex-squads. These are people that checkmate corruption or those that are extorting money, illegally from among the uniformed people. And the police is reputed to be an organization that doesn't condone or leave off people that commit these kind of offenses. In fact, as I am talking to you now, if you go to my cell, there are some policemen that are under detention there. Some of them are undergoing orderly room trials for extortion of money. You can go to the commissioner of police. He will give you money to go and give those people that are demanding for it. And in the process, they will be arrested. That's how many of them are under detention here. So as far as I'm concerned, if you can only have the will, if you will not complain that your time is being wasted, insist on not paying and insist on that right. Go the whole hog. And this kind of thing can be stopped, so that those people, when they are punished, it will serve as a deterrence for people of their ilk.
Do you have any security tips for Nigerians?
There are a lot of security tips. People should be security conscious. People should be watching their backs. The criminals are intelligent people. They have a lot of modus operandi that they can, that they can resort to. So people should be very, very careful and not, they can contribute to securing their places. For example, in your homes, you make sure that the home is properly protected. You don't leave your windows without protection. You don't leave your doors without good protection. And above all, what will make members of the public to be more secure is for them, anybody individually. When you see a criminal, when you see somebody doing something wrong, you give police the tip, you give them the leads, you give them the information that can successfully stop that person from committing heinous crimes. And these people, these criminals, live among us. The essence of intelligence-led policing in this modern period, when we are clamoring for modern policing, is for a synergy of efforts to be observed between the police and members of the public. Because the police cannot be, utterly omnipresent. It is only the members of the public that can assist to give police information that will lead them to operate successfully.
So what's your opinion about crime fighters?
It's okay, you are doing well. I think you need a lot of support so that you can do better than what you are doing, but you are doing well as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we have come to the end of this very exciting interview, and we've been speaking with the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, Mr. Azubiko Udah. It's been a pleasure talking with you, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
It's been Francis Owara. Stay tuned for more.